On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he was. Would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And his first pass is incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
20.
Back to the air. Tannehill on 2nd down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Tannehill with a hook up to Parker for the Dolphin first. Just beating the play clock now. It's Tannehill. And over the middle, this is Parker. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get up.
Somebody call for the queen.
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the 100, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat, no pneumonia, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling. My neck and my belly, they calling for me and they, you want me like Rex on her, yeah, big Rex better calm down, yeah, if you go around, come around, yeah, whole squad, yeah, squad goes on me, yeah, make some orange gel on my toes, yeah, Farrakhan glass for the chosen, yeah, you can go and get mad, jumping in the bed with 2 dot team.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. Hey, stat. Don't go. 180.
Wentz now on first down. Dancing to his left. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, But how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, are microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Crash down, crash. Bus stop. Hang in there,
An early
hang in
test,
there.
2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
We got three, fellas. We got three. What's this?
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. Wentz now on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Bud Dupree able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Here we go. Waiting. Right here, guys. Fight 51.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And now movement here right away. Maybe a sign of things to come with this crowd. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go now.
Now Roethlisberger going to hand the ball. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. They go play action here on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Derek Barnett in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. It's Bell. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Hurry up, let's go!
Here's Roethlisberger. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one. Deep left side. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Fletcher Cox continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Complete left side to tight end Rodgers. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Ajayi. Able to slither by. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now, before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And this is going to be intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Let's go!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Brown. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
Snickers, 66.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump-off. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bell. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Roethlisberger now 5 for 5 on the drive. He's responded after the interception. It's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Roethlisberger to the right side and complete to Washington. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. Escapes the sack. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Yeah, very smart play right there. Pocket collapsing around him. Love the way he moved around a little bit and avoided the sack.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Second and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. And that's going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Ben to throw again. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows to 10-0. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Sean Davis with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. It's Bell. Le'Veon Bell Kiss him goodbye. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
All right, let's go get it now, all right?
To throw again is Roethlisberger. Now he's forced out left, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash coming in. Come get your man, Slim Booker bugging me. Just see the bag, quit all that jaw jackery. Don't even be that, I don't want none of it. He's bad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how that poppin' and shaking. Got is a lazy, my posse dipping, I raiding. We act a fool for the paper. Had a dream and I made it. El Camino on Dayton's, bitches guess over bacon. Put the bread on me, bet on my bacon. Big it flat in the bacon.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
We want back ends, wipe my sins, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, we want back ends, wipe my sins, wipe it, they can't win, no new friends, football fans, they sleep again, we wake them up, the champs is in, yeah, wake up, the cake up, raise up, or make us do something we don't want to. Bite down on you, right now on you. Juke to the left, they dodging it. Can't play the role, you fraudulent. Waiting on the rain for the stars.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. back here. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They go play action. Winston. Flushed out right. Airing this one out for Evans. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 32 that time.
Let's go now.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for the first down.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now a second down throw for Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on the third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Winston and Humphreys connecting there for a Tampa Bay first down. First down, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll throw again. Winston. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. It didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And they'll run it here. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The ball still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on fourth down.
Let's go now.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal. Jameis to throw it. This will be caught just inside the 10. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. He'll get it up the middle. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. On 3rd down. That's Barber. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. On is Chandler Catanzaro now for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. On is Chandler Catanzaro now for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. That drive just seemed to go for an eternity. I could kind of hear our sponsor saying, hey, we need to get our product pushed here. But then it ends in a field goal.
Yeah, how about that? Not enough time for product placement, but plenty of time to get 3 points out of the deal. I know that the guys on defense, though, they wanted to get those products out there. They wanted to stop that drive, just were unable to do so.
Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. On the return, Fitzgerald to Son. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Let's go!
They go play action here on 1st down. And incomplete to open things up. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. Washington's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And they still need 6 yards here on third down after the penalty. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Let's go now.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. A quick hitter complete. It's Washington. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
On second down, Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've hit intermission. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The second half starts with a carry by Bell. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. They'll go for it with Bell. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Levante David coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Hey, we got 3, we got 3. 3 down. Focus.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him again. Noah Spence in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
3 down.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they will accept the penalty and move forward. And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So that one will be accepted. And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Brent Grimes, the former Pro Bowler, there on the coverage.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because they have, you're right, they have had no room to breathe. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dope ball. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. Roethlisberger now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Show that bench release and go.
Ben to throw again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Throw left side complete. That's Bell. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Winston. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's been a tight, low-scoring affair thus far. 3-3 is our score heading into the fourth. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now Jameis on 2nd down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder, Artie Burns. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
50.
The give is to Bell. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
They'll go again with Bell. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Roethlisberger. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Vance McDonald from 3 yards out. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down to leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's Winston. Steps away. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. T.J. Watt, tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Second down, Winston. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Winston now to throw on 1st down. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, 27 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Critical extra point up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light thing. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Noah Spence in on the stop. Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go. Here's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the play. Big Ben has the knowledge, certainly the weapons to pull this off. We know he's done it many times in the past.
And that transmits itself to the rest of the offensive unit because these guys know that with Big Ben leading them, they've got a lot of confidence they can get it done.
A give to Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Now Bell. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Bell. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Focus, focus.
This is Bell, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. 6 seconds now, 5 seconds.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This from 51 yards for the win. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Now the first throw in overtime for Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And a catch right side by Evans. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They give him a gain of 37. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Jameis now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Here's Roethlisberger. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's James. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, That's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. And the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. Here's Bell. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Bell. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh 1st.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Making the tackle, Keith Tandy.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. They'll run it with Bell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And he got it! The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goal is from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.
Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl. She go to battle. LED logo the tag. I go in back of the. They all from that. My diamonds, they all look at. This, that. I go to bet on bet. I got the beam on the flats. I got it in the back. Haters, they talk the chat. They step on the rock, don't man. I'm a cave back. 400K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets stay fat. I got the from the block and they screaming, they know what banks at. I got the work on the avenue, they know what tanks at. I got the live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the Jordan, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, my we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, my we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out, yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return. This one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On second down, Elliott. This will go for 5 up to the 33.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott, and that's caught by Beasley. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go! Snickers, you gotta spin. Jack 16. Man.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain at 21 yards. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Let's go!
And they'll go on the ground. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. When he finally got that opportunity, I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
Let's go! Snickers, 66.
On second down, Roethlisberger. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And out now come the Cowboys. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And his throw is incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
A give to Elliott. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, it's Prescott. He finds Hearns left side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. On fourth, they do snap it to Prescott. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on fourth. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Prescott on first down. Now he'll escape to his left. His throw incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A second down throw for Prescott. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. They find some open field here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump off. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They go play action here on first down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Tyrone Crawford. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And McDonald here over the middle. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Roethlisberger. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Let's go now. Jack 16. Double ball.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Let's go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. And it's caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a third down. They come out here in the I. On third down, here's Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, a 5-yard touchdown run, and the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Tough there, good pass, hit the hands, he just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game, a chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A second down throw for Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Now Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. Here's Prescott, and it'll bring up, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. T.J. Watt in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
All right, let's go get him now, all right?
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught. And they do stop him, but he takes.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands.